Headlines are saying Retatrutide could make bariatric surgery obsolete, but that's not necessarily the whole story. And you are seeing numbers like 25, 28, and even 30% weight loss from baseline, and you are starting to question everything. Such as, is your current medication outdated? Or maybe you should just wait around until this next big thing comes out. Well, before you make that call, stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand what the new phase 3 data from the TRIUMPH-1 trial actually shows for Retatrutide, and how you can make the right decision for your journey today without getting swept up in the social media hype. I'm Dr. Dan, a pharmacist and obesity expert, and be sure to hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. Now, Retatrutide is made by Eli Lilly, the same company that's making Zepbound and Mounjaro, and it's what we call a triple G agonist, which means it hits 3 different receptors simultaneously: GLP-1, GIP, and the new one, glucagon. And you already know what GLP-1 and GIP do. That's the mechanism of Zepbound and Mounjaro. But glucagon, that's the new player, and it changes everything. Here's the short version though. GLP-1 medications are a lot like bouncers at a club. They prevent the hunger signals from getting through the door and getting you to eat. When we get the dual agonists like Tirzepatide, we add in GIP, which is like giving you 2 bouncers, which is definitely better. Retatrutide, on the other hand, adds in glucagon, which does something that neither of the other 2 can do. It looks like it can turn that metabolic furnace back up, while the other 2 turn the appetite center down. And in my next video, I'm going to be doing a deep dive on how Retatrutide and glucagon actually work and what exactly it's doing at the level of your cells, because it's nothing like we've covered before. So be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Now, let's talk about what the triple G agonist did in the real world, because the brand new phase 3 TRIUMPH-1 trial results have just dropped. And TRIUMPH-1 is a phase 3 randomized controlled trial that enrolled about 2,300 adults. The average starting weight was about 248 pounds, or about 112 kilos, and the average BMI was 40, so that indicates a class 3 obesity. And the authors randomized people into one of 4 groups. There was either the placebo, Retatrutide 4 milligrams, Retatrutide 9 milligrams, or Retatrutide 12 milligrams. And here are the results after 80 weeks. The placebo group lost about 2.2% from their baseline weight, or approximately 5 pounds. The Retatrutide 4 milligram group lost about 19% from baseline, or about 47 pounds. The Reta 9 group lost about 25.9% from baseline, or about 64 pounds. And the Retatrutide 12 milligram group, they lost 28.3% of their baseline weight, or approximately 70 pounds on average. To give you a bit of context, Wegovy in that landmark trial, the average weight loss was 15% from baseline, and with Tirzepatide or Zepbound, the average weight loss from baseline was about 21%. Again, those with the Retatrutide 12 milligrams lost 28.3% of their baseline weight. And it's not just the averages we're looking at. Almost half of the individuals in that group lost more than 30% of their baseline weight, and about 1 in 4 in that group lost more than 35% of their baseline weight. And it gets even more interesting when we look at the extension trial that was done. What the authors did is they took a subset of people from the main trial, and they took this subset and continued with these people for a total of 104 weeks or 2 years on Retatrutide. And what they found is that the average weight loss on Retatrutide 12 milligrams was about 30.3% from baseline, or about 85 pounds from a higher baseline weight of 268 pounds. Now, this subset of people that were looked at for 2 years did have a higher baseline weight at 268 pounds compared to 248 pounds being the average in the main trial. But nonetheless, what they found with this subset of people is that with Retatrutide 12 milligrams over a 2-year period, the amount of weight loss from baseline was 30.3%, or approximately 85 pounds. These results are kind of insane. For a needle to now be on par with what we see with bariatric surgery has been completely unheard of up to this point. Now, a quick question. Drop a 1 in the comments if seeing those numbers is giving you real hope right now, or drop a 2 if 85 pounds lost is making you frustrated about where you are on your own journey. Be honest, I read every single one of these comments. Now, before I tell you what to actually do with these numbers, I need you to stop for a second. Because anytime numbers like these drop, I see people make the exact same mistake. They start abandoning what is currently working. So stay with me for the next 2 minutes because the safety data and timeline matter just as much as those headline numbers, and I'm going to give you both right now. With this data, I want to put up a few yellow flags. Not red flags, I'm not sounding the alarm or anything, but these are things that you and your prescriber need to know. Yellow flag number 1 is the GI side effects. And the standard incretin side effects are very real here, with nausea hitting about 29 to 42% of individuals, especially as the dose of the retatrutide went up, compared to about 15% in the placebo group. Diarrhea, constipation, and vomiting were also quite common, especially as the dose of retatrutide went up. And this is consistent with every single GLP-1 based therapy we have seen up to this point. Discontinuation due to side effects topped out at about 11% on the 12 milligram dose, which is definitely not trivial, but it's also not disqualifying. The second yellow flag I want to talk about here is dysesthesia and urinary tract infections. And dysesthesia is an abnormal skin reaction, kind of like pins and needles, burning, tingling, those kinds of sensations on the skin. And it showed up in about 5 to 12.5% of people on retatrutide versus 1% of those on the placebo. The good news is that most cases were mild to moderate and eventually calmed down as people went along further with the medication and ultimately didn't need to discontinue the medication because of abnormal skin sensations. And this is something that we're noticing more and more in general with all of the different medications, especially as potency goes up and the dosages get higher and higher. At the present moment, it doesn't look like it's dangerous and it generally self-resolves. But if you're experiencing any abnormal skin sensations and you're on a GLP-1 based medication, that is normal, it is a documented signal, and definitely something to talk to your doctor about. Now, interestingly, UTIs or bladder infections were also more common with retatrutide versus placebo. Again, most were mild, treatable, and didn't lead to people discontinuing the medication. And we don't fully understand why UTIs were happening more frequently on the medication versus not, but it's likely a combination of factors, including dehydration, constipation, and maybe behavioral changes and that sort of thing. So until we get more data to fully elucidate what exactly is going on there, definitely something to be aware of. And the final yellow flag that we are watching very closely is the increase in resting heart rate. And again, the whole class of GLP-1 medications, including Zepbound and Wegovy, have been shown to slightly increase an individual's heart rate in some cases. However, in retatrutide, it looks like it might be a bit more pronounced. So these are all definitely signals, not deal breakers, but something that you and your clinician need to be aware of if this medication ever becomes an option for you to try in the future. Now, a quick but critical warning, because I know exactly how the internet is going to respond when they see these numbers. At the present moment, retatrutide is an investigational drug. It has not been approved for real-world use, not yet at least. Despite that, you are going to see ads and websites that are advertising triple G blends, research-grade powders, and vials that are labeled not for human consumption. Do not go there. You have no idea what's in that vial. You have no idea what the concentration, the purity level of it is. Yes, there's all these documents and stuff that they can hand to you, but ultimately the risk is just not worth it. Gambling with your liver and heart is the exact opposite what you came to this channel for. And if you're watching this and thinking, I really need someone to help me sort through all of this, the medications, the protocols, and the maintenance plan, that is exactly what I built my one-on-one consultations for. We'll look at your specific history, meds, and goals and come up with an individualized plan to help you lose weight, keep that weight off long term, and help you to be living the life that you deserve. You can head to consult.drdanshub.com or check out the link down below in the description to get booked in with me today. All right, now let's get back to those yellow flags. And a question that I know is coming up for many people: should you pin your hopes on retatrutide? And here's how I would frame it. Retatrutide is the first medication that has shown bariatric surgery levels of weight loss in a phase 3 randomized controlled trial. And if the safety data continues to hold out and no big red flags come up, this definitely could be an option for individuals that have class 2 or class 3 obesity and they're looking at other options, maybe failed on previous medications, or don't want to go and do bariatric surgery. This could definitely be a game changer medication for you. But we're still waiting on the full peer-reviewed paper, as well as more cardiovascular data and some longer-term follow-up data to get the full picture as to what the medication does, what are the safety concerns, and so on. Further to that, we are probably still a number of months away before it's actually going to come to the market. Some people are predicting the end of 2026. However, I suspect it's probably going to be early 2027 before it gets approved by the FDA, and then it's going to be a number of months thereafterwards before it gets approved in Canada and elsewhere in the world. On price, there's been some 5-figure per month guesses floating around on the internet, and in my opinion, those are likely nonsense. I suspect this drug's going to be priced right around what Tirzepatide costs, maybe with a bit of a premium. The real pain in the butt that's going to come with these medications is going to be the insurance companies and benefit plans, such as ESI, Manulife, Sun Life, and so forth. They're going to be the real gatekeepers that are going to prevent people from getting an actual medication that they need to help them to manage their health long term. But here's the part I don't want you to miss. The best drug in the world is the one that you can access, tolerate, and afford right now. We already have very effective tools with Wegovy, Zepbound, and full protocols and dosing strategies and that sort of thing that we don't need to wait around for 2027 in order to get you started. And if you're currently on a medication and worried that you backed the wrong horse, I'm here to tell you, you didn't. Obesity isn't a race, and your current medication may be exactly right for your biology and your life right now. So don't abandon what's working while you wait for what's coming. All right, in my next video, I am breaking down exactly how the triple G agonist, and in particular glucagon, works on your body, in your cells, in order to promote fat loss, and how it's different than anything else that we have seen before. So make sure you have subscribed and turn on those notifications so that you are getting them once that video comes through. And if you're needing some additional support, book a consultation with me at consult.drdanshub.com or check out the link in the description down below. And of course, check me out on all my other channels at The Official Dr. Dan. And as I always sign off, please remember, it is the small tweaks that lead to those massive peaks.